IS6, day 2 of this week's writing around the theme of science. Remembering that last week you wrote your scientific report, your scientific poster. Yesterday it was all about revisions and editing. I just feel that a few of you are maybe still getting a little bit confused by the two. I would suggest you do revisions first. Revisions are more substantial changes, and they're really changes around cohesion and ensuring that your message is really clear to your audience, thinking who you're writing for and what is the purpose of that writing. What message do you want to get across? What are you trying to convey? Whereas editing is more of a mechanical process. It's just, oh, I forgot a capital letter here. Oh, I forgot some punctuation there. Oops, I've spelt that wrong. The difference with editing and getting those things wrong and having your teacher look at it is that the editing process is the time for you to spot it and be a writer and make the changes. So today, Tuesday the 19th, it's all about published scientific writing. So if you look at the timetable here, time to publish both your report and your poster. Now it's going to be up to you in some sense what you do with your poster, because it may be that you feel as if you put a lot of effort into it, and there's quite a lot to it in terms of the drawings and the writing, particularly if you've done it with pen and paper. So you may decide that you're going to leave that, although you may make some other annotations maybe on the next page around the revisions and the editing that you wanted. If you've done it on the computer, then I would imagine it's a little bit easier to make those changes. The report, however, was done as a plan, draft sequence, and therefore you want to bring that report together now with all the revisions and all of the editing in place. So now that it's what you would consider your final piece, the piece that you are happy to share. Before you go off and do your own publishing, have a look at these. And I'm not making any judgment here. I just want to stimulate your thinking. So having a look at this, I guess, what do you like about this piece? Have a look at it. Would you give any feedback? Is feedback required? Is this a report or a poster? These changes here, would those be revisions or editing? And in this marked section, what does this diagram give the reader? What do you think the motivation of the author was to do that diagram? Have a think. This piece here, woodland project. Some similar questions. What do you like about this piece? What feedback would you give if you were going to give some? Is that a report or a poster? Now I know that some of the content is similar, but remember that the report is longer, it's more wordy, it's more academic, and whilst the poster it's no less rigorous, but it's serving a slightly different purpose. It's trying to attract your scientific audience. It's an advertisement of your work. Does it need any changes, revisions or editing? I'm not sure that I can see any, but I can't see the page after. So perhaps they were done there in order to save this piece, because a lot of work has gone into this. I really like the fact it's a double-page spread, which was part of the brief. And following this line here, has the writer captured the audience's eye? Where is the eye drawn? Or is it that way? Who are the audiences for this piece? Have a think. There's a piece here that's been typed up. Fairly sure that this is the report. It doesn't look like a poster. I think typing up is a good idea, and if that's the way you choose to publish your report, then do that. It makes it really very clear. Around the woods, around the woods. That conveying the right message? What about the changes, revisions and editing? Well, this is being typed up. So perhaps the written version, the written drafts had the revisions and the editing? Or maybe from the move from the written to the typed, revisions and edits were done as part of that process. What's this section near the end? I'm having a look at this bit. What's the writer saying? Measuring around the pond was a bit extra, but it helped with the work. Have a think. And a final piece here to look at. So similar questions. I'm fairly sure this is the poster. Is the focus on the quadrat helping the reader replicate the method of this scientist? Because if it is, that is one of the main things of the reporting. May not be the main thing of a poster, but nevertheless, I think if you are enticing people to review your work and verify your work, it could be important. So replicate is the scientist here has done this study. If I was a scientist, could I follow this and do the same? And here, have a read of this. What feedback would you give here? So again, an option to use the computer for the final piece. Excellent. So now you have time to publish. It could take a little while if you're going to do it really carefully and have a high quality piece of work, which is definitely going to be worth it because you have an opportunity to present it. I'll talk about that in just a moment. By Wednesday afternoon, please post to me, as in Dojo Post, a clear photo of your entire report. So if you have to do that in 2 sections so that it can be seen as clearly as possible, please do that. So 2 pages, 2 photos, and a clear photo of your poster. Here we go. Often do that. Need to sort that one out, Mr. Adams. I will not need your speaker's notes. Those are going to be your notes that you'll use for your presentation. However, you do need to do them because you need to be fully prepared to avoid ums and ahs and I don't know, or make it incoherent, or be facing a copy of your poster or your report somewhere and for us to not be able to hear you over the Zoom. Spend about 1 hour, possibly a bit longer, and then I'll see you again tomorrow when you'll self-assess the writing and finalize your poster presentation. The presentations will be live on Zoom this Thursday, the 21st of January at 10 a.m. And it's the poster that I think I'm most keen for you to present, because that will be much more manageable. Whilst it is, I am looking for volunteers, I do want as many volunteers as possible. So have a good day. Any questions, if you message me. Take care, Year 6.